Good evening, everyone. We are back on Wednesday, as usual, for TEF English Level 1 class. Good to see so many people online today. We are preparing ourselves for our last assessment for the term. So this is part 2. We are in part 2 of our revision for Level 1 for this term. Last week, we focused on the adjectives, identifying adjectives, and how to use them in sentences. We look at making sentences with the adjectives and the order. So today we're looking at the verbs. We're looking at verbs. We talk about verbs this term. At the beginning of the term, we looked at verbs. And we also look at other words that we can use that are called same words that have the same meaning of the normal verbs that we use, and how we can improve our writing. So let's look at the verbs first. So we're looking at verbs, and we know that verbs, there are two types of verbs in English, and in sign language we really don't use two, we use one, and we spoke about that before. So in sign language, and we looked at English, and we are learning English. Deaf people online, everyone, we are learning English. I just saying welcome to Donna, Salwin, Avril, Adana, Sabriki. So those are the people live with us online, and I know some persons might be on YouTube. So those who are seeing us on YouTube, I will not be able to see you, but I'm happy that you are on with us today, so you can learn along with us. All right. So I want to welcome you also. All right. So you can see us both on Zoom and on YouTube, and you can log on to our Facebook page, the Pioneers Life Center. You will see us there also. Right, and I just put in another plug. We're going to be on our website soon, so you'll find everything, one-stop shop, one place to get everything. Right. So verbs, we have verbs in sign language, and we have verbs in English. Now in English we have two types, so we're going to look at the first common type, which is action. And you'll say when we're doing action, we use the drama sign. So sign language has action verbs. Right, we have action verbs in sign language, and English we also have action verbs. Same color. All right, so both English and sign language have action verbs. And when we say action verbs, and I'm sure some of you all online can give me some examples of action verbs. We have jump. I'm going to put a capital letter. We have jump. So we have jump in sign language, and the same action word we have in sign language, we have the same word in English. Okay, so in English you will have jump, and in sign language you'll have jump. In sign language you will have a sign for it. In English you'll have a word. All right, so let me see how many people can give me an action word. I just want 2 more or 3 more. I have how many online? Give me an action word, a verb. Anybody can give me a verb? Who can give me a verb on that? Yes. Dance. Yes, very good. Donna, dance. So you have dance in sign language, and you have dance in English. What other word? Give me 2 more. I have a good few students online now. Yes, Sibriki. Sibriki, go ahead. Right, yes. So we have right in sign language, and I can put right over here in English. Same words, but for word you will have a sign for sign language. Give me one more person. Give me an action word. Any volunteers? Give me one more action, a verb that is showing an action. Yes, Rebecca. I see Rebecca put on her camera. Rebecca, could you give me a verb? Rebecca, Avril, Rebecca, Alfred, Selwyn. Anyone? Give me a yes, yes, I'm seeing I'm seeing you signing Adana, but your hand outside of the screen. So I'm not seeing this. All right, car is not a action word. It is right, but the word you want to tell me is drive. So car is not the action word. Car is a noun, but the word drive is the action. So we have drive and we have drive. And Adana, the same thing that happens with you see, sign language is a language that moves. You move and you dramatize a lot. So sometimes words that you may think are verbs are really nouns. So when you're going to sign that word car, you show me the motion of driving, right? All right, but car itself, the word car is not a verb, it is a noun. The action that you are doing with that car is drive. Right, yes, very good. So you have to use that sign drive and not the word car. And that is where sometimes you get mixed up, and we will try our best to help you there. So this is one type of verb, actions. It shows actions, right? The next type of verb that we want to look at is, and I'm going to put the word verbs again. Next type of verb that we have is called a telling verb. So if I put sign language, which is SL for sign language, and English. In sign language, we do not, I'm going to write the word telling. So if I want to tell someone something about something, we call it a telling verb. That is what we name it, a telling verb. There are no telling verbs in sign language. There are no telling verbs in sign language. So I would not find any. Telling verbs are words that when those people who teach a sign language, I'm not seeing some of them here, but if you teaching anyone sign language like a hearing person, you would say we don't use those words. And those words are like is, ah. Sign language, we do not use these words. We do not use was. We'll put it in the past tense because we have signs for it, but we don't use it in sign language. Were. We do not use these words to sign when we are in sign language. And I would like everybody to put on your cameras, please. Try to put on your cameras so that I can see you when I'm teaching. Please, thank you. I'm seeing 022690. I'm not sure who that person is. Could you put on your camera, please? Right, so we do not have these words in sign language. So it is very important for me to teach you all how to use these words. And I'm seeing you all are, some of you all are well familiar with it because you were exposed to it in primary school. But sometimes you may make a little error in between. Okay, so we are not focusing on these here today. All right, but these are verbs. Okay, all right, so back to the action verbs, because that is what we looked at today. And this term we look at the action verbs. Now what we're talking about, we want to list some action verbs. And in English, we have, apart from these words that jump, dance, write, drive, and so on, there are others, there are other words that have the same meaning. There are other words that have the same meaning as these words. There are other words that have the same meaning as these words. And what I'm going to do is, These words are called synonyms, and I'm telling you it because you need to know this word synonym. All right, because if you are going to be learning English and you're going to use the internet a lot, I'm telling you, you have to use the internet a lot to help you learn, right? And that is where we are on now. We have to use the internet to get information. So I'm putting down this word synonym. Excuse me. I'm putting it in different colors, although you cannot hear, but I need to put it past. All right, I was going to put a different color and I just didn't. I know it is this word may be looking a little funny for you, all right? But this word, the meaning of this word is that these are words that have the same, I'm writing same meaning. You're looking at words that have the same meaning. And I'm just carrying it across a little bit, so I'll get more space. Same meaning. Right, so we have words that we will use, and we're gonna list some verbs, action words that we are looking at. And last time when I was teaching this lesson, I asked you to have your cell phone to do a search. You're gonna search, finding words that have the same meaning. So I'm teaching you how to use your phone and to do a search on the internet to find words. So let's see if we can get about 8 simple words. All right. So we know, so what we're going to do is we're going to have one word, and some of the words that you all gave me last, as we begin the lesson, we have jump, dance, write, and drive. So we're going to use those. We have dance, jump, write, and drive. So we want to see if we can get other words that means the same like it. So when you are going to I did this exercise before. You are going into your phone and you're going, like if you're going to search for something on the internet. So you're going on the internet, not YouTube. You're going on Google. You're going to Google. You're going to Google it. You're going to type the word synonyms. Synonyms, and so you're going to write synonyms, and you're going to write the first one, which is dance. So after the word synonym, synonyms, you're going to search, you're going to write the word dance. So we're going to write synonyms, and you're going to write the word dance. So when you are asking the internet to give you words that have the same meaning of the word dance, and they will give you a list of words, and some of them you may not know. Now, when you are dancing, there's a different movement that you are making. Certain music will give you have different movement. In English, they will represent the words by how you move. So you have one. When I'm moving and I'm dancing, okay, Sabriki, I see your hand is up. You want to give us one? Go ahead, Sabriki. Yes, Sabriki, go ahead. Very good. Sway. So when I'm dancing, I move from side to side, and that is sway. So I sway, I move from side to side. So I am dancing, but how I move. So in English, it will tell you, give you more meaning than you're saying dance. Anybody can dance different ways. So I can dance by swaying. I get hearing some slow music and I'm swaying. So dance and sway, the same meaning, synonym. Okay. All right. So let's do jump now. So I want another person. We're going to do the same thing. You're writing the word synonym. And there are more words. I just chosen one today. So you're going in, yes, Google again. So so we are looking at synonyms. All right. So what I have in red at this red word, synonym, you are finding synonym. You're writing the word synonym again, but instead of writing dance, you're going to write jump. So I'm going to get another word that means the same. So I'm going to find, I'm typing that synonym and then I'm typing jump. So when I type jump now, I will, yes, Sabriki. I don't want Sabriki to give me another answer. I want another person to give me. So Sabriki, I know your hand is up. I know you want to give me the word, but I don't want the word from you. I want it from Adana, Avril, Rebecca, Selwyn, 022690, or Adana, or Donna. So I want one person to give me, one other person to give me the answer. So when you search, you will see a number of words meaning to jump. I want a verb. Who can give me it? Did I, all right. So let's, Donna, you have one? Yes. Lovely. Leap. So leap, this word leap means to jump. So I leap. So I jump. That's another word meaning to jump. Okay? So you learn a word that means the same as jump. So we want to move you forward in terms of the basic language. We want you to get more deeper words. Okay? So that is another word, leap. Next, let's do the same thing. So we're taking off jump, and we are going to write. So you're typing right now. Give me a word that means the same as right. So you must write the word synonym, and instead of jump, you put in right. What word is the same like right? So look on your phone. Donna and Sabriki give us the last two answers. I'm still waiting on the answers. The answer from Adana. All right, Avril. She said she doesn't know. You have to look on your phone. You can't know in your head. You have to look on the phone in your Google it. Right, I'm seeing yes. Adana, say it again. Go ahead. I see something. It said book. All right. Yes. But this book, I wanted to make sure it is not the book itself, but it's the action. So some words have the same, it could be the same word, but it means action in when you use it. I want you to remember that. So yes, the word book is a verb. Book is a could be a noun, but it's also a verb. And that is one of the things you have to learn as whether it is a deaf or a hearing person. So this word book could be a noun, the noun book that John is showing you, or it could be a verb. So I will book, like when you're going to so like if you're going to going on a vacation, you have to book your flight. You have to book your flight. That means you have to register, pay, and make sure you have your ticket. That is book. So booking a flight or booking to where you're going to stay and so on. So that when you reach where you're going, you have some place to stay. So that book there is not a book that you have in your hand, but it's an action. Okay? All right, so let's do the last one. Let's do the last one. The last one, so we're going to write drive. So you're going to search this word. So you're taking out right and you put in drive. So I know some people, you are the same device you are doing, looking at me on Zoom, you might have to be searching. So I know the situation there. So I wouldn't pressure you all too much. Those who cannot do both at the same time. So we have drive and we search. What synonym can we use for drive? And it have to be a verb. It must be a verb. Give me a word that means drive. Which one have you seen? Yes? All right, Sabriki, go ahead. Go ahead, Sabriki. Operate. Yes. Operate. So as person who is using a tractor, some big machine, they are driving the machine, but we always say they are operating. They're operating the machine. They're driving. They have all kind of gadgets they're going to be using, so they are driving. So drive, you can have the word operate, but we use this word based on certain times. Right? We don't use it all the time. You got to know when to use it. Right? So drive. Another word for drive is to operate, because you are the one taking the machine and knowing what to move and what to press and how to turn the wheel. So you are operating the car. You are utilizing the different parts, even a normal car, or it don't have to be a tractor, it could be a normal car. So you are operating the car and moving on the road. So you're using all the knobs and moving the handles wherever, putting on the lights. So you know how to operate the car, you know how to drive the car. All right? So these words are words that we will use instead of the normal words that we will have in when we are signing. So we want to improve your sign language. We want to improve your ability to sign, because when you, as a deaf person, read English and you see this word sway and you read your sentence, you must know that it means dance, to dance. So you need to improve your vocabulary. So part of the English class, and especially as we move on to level 1 and as we go further, you have to improve your vocabulary. This is vocabulary. All right, your words and meanings. You cannot stay with these simple words. You need to improve your vocabulary so that as you read, you will understand. Okay? All right, so we had these simple words. And what I will be doing as I'm looking at the time, I want to give you some for you to find the synonyms. So this is your home lesson, right? So you have run. I'm giving it a simpler one, everybody. So you have to give me a synonym for run. Play. A synonym for play. Walk. Give me a word that means to walk. Cry. A word to cry. These words are verbs. They are action words. But there are words that have other meaning, the same meaning as this word. So this is the simple words that you know. These are the simple words. So when you see these words, you can sign them easily. But could you give me a word that means the same like these? We want your English to improve and develop. All right? And one way, as I told you, I told you, you need to improve your vocabulary is by doing a lot of reading. And I know it is challenging for that person to do reading, to read and understand. But try to do the basic things. When you're looking at television, put on your caption. So when you're seeing things across the screen, you can see words when people are talking. So sometimes the words go a little fast based on the speed at which people are talking. But you take it, you don't worry about that. Just look at it as best as you could. Right? And when you're looking at your YouTube channel, even when I am teaching, right, put on your closed captions so you can see the words that I say across the screen. So you're looking at the interpreter is interpreting for you, and you're also seeing the English. So you can match, right? So you have to do that a lot. And when you are communicating to hearing people, write. Get a notebook, carry around a notebook with you and write. Try to write because not everybody knows sign language. So try to write and practice whatever you're learning in your English. Practice to write sentences, right? So that they will understand. So this is what is happening. So you need to know these words, right? So today what we did, right? I'm just reviewing and recapping. This term, the test is going to be very simple. I am seeing, who's that hand is up there? Derwin? Yes, Derwin, welcome. Derwin, it's good to see you, boy. I know Derwin was trying to get onto John today. Yes, Derwin. All right. Derwin, you're signing. SP. I seen it saying something with skip. All right. But Derwin, I don't want the answer now, because this is what you're going to do for home lesson. I'm going to say that. I know you wanted to give me answers, but this here is homework. So you can't give me no answers now. So this is homework. Right? So this is homework here. All right? So I don't want it now. So don't give me the answers now. Right? So I gave you these from 1 to 4. You are going to do 5 to 8. Okay? For home lesson. So I was just going to review what we did today. I was just saying that the test is going to be quite easy. One, you need to know what is a verb. We said that in sign language we have action verbs, same as in English. Okay, so remember that. So verbs are action verbs or action words. Verbs are also telling verbs. We have telling verbs, and we have no telling verbs in sign language. We only have telling verbs, and I'm going to say it here, telling verbs in English. So these here are called telling verbs. These are telling verbs. And you will notice you do not use these words when you are signing. But you must recognize that they are verbs. Okay? They are verbs, but they are telling verbs. Right? And then we look at, in terms of the action words, as we did before, we have other words that have the same meaning. Okay? There are other words that have the same meanings as action words. In sign language, some of them, we may have similar signs, but usually the signs are the same, or in terms of identifying the sign, the difference in the sign is that you will move. So if I'm going to sign the word sway, I'll show I'm dancing, but I'm going to be swaying with it. So I'll be dancing, but I will show my body will be swaying when I'm signing the word dance. Okay, so in sign language, it's a drama. You dramatize. So it's the same word you're signing, but you just dramatize with your body. In English, you're going to use a different word entirely. Okay, so next week, Wednesday, which is the 30th of June, it will be our assessment. What you're going to be assessed is on verbs and adjectives. And I'm going to be testing you exactly what I have revised with you. It will be a simple test. I want you to know what is an adjective. We're going to make simple sentences with the adjectives. And we're going to identify the verbs. Okay? All right? And I know I did some sentences with the verbs also. But based on our timing, I want you all to just go over what was done so that you can put words in order to make a proper sentence. Okay? All right, so that is our class today. The time is up. Next week, please God, I will see you same time. All right? How we are going to conduct our test. Make sure you have a piece of paper. I don't want you to do your test in your English book where you're writing on all your notes. You're going to have a separate piece of paper. All right? If you have to take it out of your book, you're going to have a separate piece of paper. You put in aside your books. Do not have the book on the table with you. You're going to have a separate book and you're going to do your work on it. I saw Derwin came off a little bit. Is he still there? All right. Right, so you're going to have a separate piece of paper where you're going to do your test. As soon as I close off the class, I want you to take a picture of your test and send it to me. I'm timing you. You cannot take too long to send me that picture. So you take a picture of your test and you send it to me. You have to write your name on and the date and then start your test. I would not be teaching in the class. All I will be doing is write the work on the board and you will copy it and do it. And at the end of the time, you're going to send a picture to me. That is the same thing we did the last time. So we're going to do that. Okay? All right. So that's the end of our class today. All right. Right. So that's the end of our class today. And tomorrow, please God, we will have our Bible study, which begins at 5. And follow on Sunday, we will have our church and at 9:15, and then we start 10 o'clock where we have deaf English 2. Those people who are in that class, like Donna and Selwyn, right? So the others, I'll see you next week, please God. So until, bye-bye and have a good evening. It was great seeing everyone.